Hello everyone, this is Steve with the Free Bullion Investment Guide. Today is December 14th and I'm doing a review and outlook price analysis video for the US dollar. This is a US dollar 4-hour chart, and to quickly go over last week's video, I'd shown you this falling wedge pattern. It is a positive pattern and the price of the dollar did barely break above it. However, I don't call it confirmed. It's confirmed in the fact that it did break above it, but it didn't stay above it. And so the overall expectations of the pattern were denied. And they were denied from the Fed's decision on Wednesday to just keep rates the same, which I'm surprised that the traders were sold off. I figured the dollar would continue to just trade really sideways because I thought it was an expected decision, but I guess traders were looking for other things out of the Fed. And then the other driver behind the falling price of the dollar was the UK elections, where Boris Johnson won in a landslide, which the dollar just sunk on that one. But as far as the dollar's rises last week, we had first on I think it was late Wednesday, early Thursday, we had the rumors of a trade deal that were going to happen, and that helped the dollar rise. And then we had the confirmation that a phase one trade deal has been agreed upon between U.S. and China, which helped the dollar rise. We also on Friday had the retail sales numbers come out, which weren't so great. I think that limited the dollar's rise on Friday. So that covers the review for the dollar. As far as an outlook, I'm just going to really broaden this falling wedge pattern. Let me move it to this. This was the new low here. So anyways, I'm showing a new falling wedge pattern. This is a positive pattern. I'm willing to bet that next week we may hear some new positives out of the trade deal, and that may help the dollar rise. However, I am also showing a descending channel. Overall, the dollar has been trading in this descending channel for the last couple of months, really since October. Late September, early October. Excuse the pop-up here. So for the outlook for the dollar is for it to continue to trade inside of this descending channel, but break above this falling wedge, which is a positive pattern. Now, as far as what's going to come out next week, one, we may hear some good news coming out of the trade deal, the phase one trade deal. We also have housing starts and building permits, which often weighs on the dollar, as well as at the end of the week, we have the GDP revision, consumer spending, and core inflation coming out, which also tends to weigh on the dollar. So these things may help or hurt the dollar depending on how the results of these economic indicators come out. As far as resistance and support for the US dollar in the week to come, resistance sits at 97.35. However, I do expect that to be broken to the upside. 98.10, I do not expect the dollar to break above it, simply because it coincides more or less with the dollar would have to shoot straight up to break it right now, and I don't see that happening. There's really nothing great coming out that as far as that's positive for the dollar, that would help it move straight up like that. Plus, with all the Fed's liquidity issues, there's just isn't that support. That support isn't there for the dollar. So 98.10 stands as strong resistance. 97.10 stands as support. It held back here in October a few times, and then it did fall below it a little bit, but right now it's sitting slightly above it, so I'm going to keep it there for now. 97.10 stands as support, as well as 96.60. Again, there isn't much on the economic calendar in the week ahead, but there are some things that I previously showed you that you do want to pay attention to that may help the dollar move higher and break out of this pattern, confirming it to the upside. However, it should continue its downward movement, overall downward movement, staying inside the descending channel. So I thank you for your time this week. Take care and God bless.